Welcome to Carter's Corner Pocket, where we fuel the rocket. Today, we're talking GameStop. I'm getting in the balance sheet, and we're talking about Bed Bath & Beyond grifters that are coming around. PP Seeds, Keismalej, Bill Pulte, get the hell up out of here. All right, guys, let's look at GameStop today, April 5th, 2024. GameStop is trading at $11.36, about $45 pre-split. GameStop's in a giant falling wedge. I don't really care about the daily price action. I buy, I hold, I accumulate shares every day, so that when this thing rockets, I'm going to get paid. This is only my financial advice. It's what I do. You do not have to follow it. Do what you need to do, but try to get educated from this channel. Um, I started this channel because of GameStop. It's incredibly undervalued, has an amazing leadership team that is forward looking. They're looking to transform GameStop into a technology looking company and make it the ultimate destination for gamers. Let's take a look at the balance sheet. Let's look at how GameStop is being run, how efficient it's being run. It's an efficient machine, I could say. Ryan Cohen, let's see, costs of revenue has been reduced by over $500 million from 2022 to 2023. And that's also, you need to take into account, they strategically closed stores that were less profitable in markets with less demand, so it's very strategic. And also expiring leases, they don't want to renew it in a high interest environment and environment where rent is so high. So let's take a look also next at SG&A, salary and general administrative costs and operational expenses, reduced by over $400 million. But yet their net income is going up from negative 313 million. They did a $320 million flip and reported $6.7 million profit. What do you think 2024 is going to be? Profit's good. They're going to knock it out the park with their profit. Look at this turnaround. Negative 381 minus 313, set almost $7 million profit. Now I want to get back into what Michael Pachter said about our balance sheet and how Ryan Cohen is operating.
Harvesting that cash and trying to figure out what they can do with it. Instead, he's not paying his bills. Take a look at their accounts payable. 50% of revenue in the quarter is accounts payable. They literally have 6 weeks outstanding of payables. If they keep that up, no one's going to advance them any more product. So they're
Okay, let's take a look at the balance sheet. Let's take a look at accounts payable. I just recorded that whole segment and forgot to unmute my mic, so I have to do it again. The joys of creating videos, whatever. Let's take a look at the balance sheet. Okay, accounts payable year over year. Let's take a look at Q3 to Q4 last year. Well, for 2022, Q3 to Q4, they reduced their accounts payable. They paid their bills $357 million. This current quarter, the reporting year over year, from 2023 to 2024, they reduced it by almost $500 million at a faster rate. So he's paying his bills. He has cash. He's making money. What do you want? Look, long-term debt, $17.7 million, which is tied to a French COVID loan. Mandatory. That's nothing. You know how they're going to pay that off? With their $1.2 billion in cash. $925 million of straight cash, homie. Straight cash. $277 million is in securities, which they can sell off immediately and get that cash. So yeah, $1.2 billion in cash, paying down the bills at a greater rate. Only $17 million in long-term debt. And they're making money. GameStop is a profitable business. Let's move on. I got to remember to keep muting and unmuting my mic. Let's see. They're going to tell you right now, sell your stock. Sell GameStop. Why do they care? Why do they care so much? Why do we always see sell GameStop? GameStop's done with. Go put your money in this instead. Let's listen in. Look at the title. Sell the stock if you own it. No, I'm not selling it. I'm going to buy, I'm going to hold, and I'm going to keep accumulating. And you're going to take it.
December of 2023, they gave the CEO, Ryan Cohen, carte blanche to use the $1 billion in cash for whatever he thinks to buy equity. So is it a hedge fund or is it actually GameStop? So there's a lot of uncertainty there. I want to stay away from it. But from a trade perspective, you can make money being long or short. However, the earnings probably most likely disappoint because the euphoria, all that game stonk we saw just a couple of years ago seems to have faded.
Here's another guy pointing you towards options, to play options on the earnings. Options are miserable, by the way. Do not play options. That grants them liquidity. They get liquidity that way to short GameStop. That's how they get locates in batches of hundreds of shares. If you want to gain wealth, if you want to grow your money, accumulate over time in a fundamentally sound business, listen to this fool. He's so unpleasant to look at. Trying to be nice, trying to be kind, but I just can't with these people. I'm trying to present myself in a good manner with some composure in case my kids see this later in life. But yeah, these people, they're the grimiest of the grimy. You know, they're the lowest of the low. They're this plankton of the earth. Let's go.
Father, retail options trading. So Godfather, I can't do the accent. Help us out. Get it. You come to me now. Give us some lessons, basic things that your audience, our audience, could and should be doing if they're going to play in that game. And it is a game.
No question, it is a game. And you know what? This is a game. The most important thing is, first of all, you got to realize that some stocks like AMC and like GameStop, I mean, they're kind of old news. And I'd probably stay away from both of those. If you're hoping for some kind of crazy upside explosion or some cheap upside calls or something, I don't like it. I don't like either of those plays. But if you're interested in DJT or you're interested in Reddit, those are both interesting plays with some pretty wild, there's tons of liquidity, 18 million shares, I think, traded up DJT today, 13 or 14 million shares of Reddit. And they have very deep, relatively liquid option markets in Reddit, okay option markets in DJT. But if you're a strategist and you want to enter a game with high volatility, and in one case, DJT, with a lot of interesting put skew, and the other case, Reddit, with a lot of interesting call skew, meaning just the velocity of risk is one stock to the upside, the other stock to the downside. Those are both really cool plays.
Okay, you said put skew, so I'm assuming the bias on DJ.
I'm not going to even let him explain it. That's ridiculous. Trying to point retail traders that are just average traders looking for advice to options. You're nuts. They know you're going to walk off a cliff. You're going to drop money in their bucket and they're going to steal from you. They're going to rob you. This guy is a plant. He's here just to talk on their behalf, to tell you to get into the options market so they can gain liquidity. They're exposed to commercial real estate. You'll see. Their fingers are in all aspects of the world. And if you don't know, look up MarantzRantz and his private equity. Okay? All the stuff he's brought to light about private equity and how they're intertwined in all workings of the world. That's how I know. I love being a GameStop investor because I am so educated right now. I am the most educated I have ever been. My me seeking knowledge has never been higher. I just want to keep learning. I want to see, I want to dive into who is responsible, and my principles will keep me going. I know that. Next up on the chopping block, PP Seeds, Alex, ABC, the whole crew. Whoever the hell is associated with these people. You associate with them, don't associate with me. You're sorry, you're weak. You got a soft, weak mind. You can't handle holding GameStop, buying it on rips, buying it on dips, cost averaging down. You get sad when there's a 20% drop. I get happy because I buy more. You're not cut from the same cloth. You don't have that mindset. You can't do it. You're failed. You lost all of your money. Now you're only trying to gather up a few GameStop shares with the live chats you get. Get a job. Go do something with your life. Get a family. Rest on your laurels. Have some morals. This guy is vulgar, so I apologize if he curses. I'm pretty sure he's going to. Listen to the misinformation he's about to spread. He doesn't even care about GameStop. He cares about Ryan Cohen. He thinks Ryan Cohen's going to come and sweep in and save him and their shares. They'll get their money back. He doesn't care. He's not even invested in the company. I doubt he has shares. Listen in.
Where would you fellas like to start? I mean, there's quite a bit, you know, obviously GameStop is still trending in this like downward type of trend. I don't know. If you ask me, I don't think that this is like a bunch of short selling on the stock. I honestly think that we are quite literally witnessing most likely the merger and acquisition taking place. I mean, I can't really justify the price action, the amount of cash that they're sitting on. I mean, to short sellers out there, if they're doing this, it's a fucking death trap, man. I don't see it. So maybe they are fucking dumb stormtroopers after all, like, you know. But again, you know, just the quickness in price. I mean, or the difference in price and everything so quick. I mean, what do you fellas think?
I was actually talking to someone today in the Protocol Gemini Discord, and they mentioned that it's interesting that GameStop decreased their credit.
I'm not even gonna let this boring stuff I was gonna curse. I'm not gonna curse. This boring stuff continue on. This guy's boring as hell. Knows nothing. He thinks Ryan Cohen's gonna sweep in, do stuff with investing in IEP, Bed Bath and Beyond. Why? Why? Let's another video of misinformation. And they talk on GameStop like they're experts, like they know something. We've been following the stock every single day. We know the fundamentals. Listen to this junk.
What I've thought for a long time is that, you know, I had this idea that basically if everyone like IEP, GameStop, I thought it used to be BYON, but I think that they didn't get a chance to be part of this because markets didn't come in time, I guess. But that you can just offer a share. Let's say that even like 50 to 1 GameStop share for every 50 Bed Bath and Beyond shares that you offer. Say they buy like Liberty Procurement. Say GameStop buys Liberty Procurement and they use shares only, right? Well, then all the naked shorts, all those would have to then go out on the open market and buy GameStop shares to give to the Bed Bath shorts. And so it'd be worth it. Everyone could do the same thing, buy a piece of it. IEP could buy a piece of it, and it would squeeze all the stocks that are buying a piece of Bed Bath & Beyond. So I still think that could happen. When I heard about the IEP possibility this morning, that's what my thought was, is that's what had been the plan the whole time.
Yeah, and it would.
I'm about to tell you right now, Michael, your plan is stupid. Why does Ryan Cohen need to swoop in and do all this swapping for every 50 BBBY shares or whatever the hell the ticker is now? It doesn't even exist. However many Bed Bath & Beyond shares, 50 shares for one GameStop share, switching this around. How about we just hold those shares? Because we're happy. We've been buying, we've been holding, we've been accumulating. We've been stacking chips, okay? You're not cut from the same cloth. That's why you didn't buy in initially. That's why you wanted Bed Bath & Beyond, because you wanted the discount. You wanted the cheap stock. You didn't do your fundamentals. You didn't see who's on the board of directors. You didn't see all the private equity on that board. Now you want to come in after you've lost everything? Talking about share swapping, BBBYQ shares for GameStop? Why would he draw up such a convoluted plan for GameStop when we're profitable? All Ryan Cohen needs to do is business as usual. Hold his money, invest it at the proper time. He's going to know the proper time. He's got smart friends. High up there. Whack. And now PPCs is about to agree with him and push this out on his channel. Misinformation. Could be plants, probably plants.
Wouldn't be a bad idea too for GameStop to allocate a little bit of money. Obviously, you know, if you ask me, I think with their $1 billion cash that they're sitting on, they're going to come in, start acquiring these companies that are in like Chapter 11, right? I do think strongly that GameStop is most certainly eyeing, if not has been involved the entire time with Bed Bath & Beyond throughout this point, and especially, you know, specifically Ryan Cohen. But I think it's not too crazy to think that GameStop could essentially utilize this shell well. Possibly to launch this new Berkshire Hathaway, or possibly to launch a competition at Amazon. It's not too crazy to think that it could most certainly head this route. So, another thing.
It's absolutely crazy to think he'd head that route. What does he have to do with Bed Bath & Beyond? Why? He doesn't need it. If he wanted to do something, he could do it with his own money. He doesn't need your shares. He doesn't need to give you shares, Michael. You're just hoping and wishing and dreaming, grasping at the last straw. You're whack. PPCs, you're an expert in Chapter 11 bankruptcy now. You can't handle this. Here you go. Remember those people talking about options? This next guy runs with PPCs and all that crap. He was a GameStop investor initially, then he slid over to BBBYQ, Bed Bath & Beyond with PPCs, because he saw them raking in money. So, Houston Wade, we have a problem. You have a problem. Your problem is GameStop, and you're still using Robinhood. Listen to this guy.
Monkey Butt, I'm beyond frustrated right now. So very beyond frustrated. So. What do now? Hello, everybody. Well, I learned my lesson the hard way. Robinhood effing sucks. I was only able to purchase 14 call options. Couldn't get any puts. And Robinhood let me use the rest of my money. So here I sit, wishing ill will upon Vlad and everyone else. So, and 21 cents per share. So they're profits, but they missed their earnings. Yay, monkey! Woo, woo, monkey. Well, because I wasn't able to get any puts, I wasn't able to benefit from that giant $3 drop. So, Robert sucks butt. But at least we're raising money for charity. So we got that going for us, right? So yay, charity.
This fool over here, I'm going to put him up right now. Right here. Houston Wade. He's a gambler. He runs with the same crew like PPCs. Making sure my mic's on. This guy wants to put puts on GameStop? That's forbidden. You are not a GameStop investor. Throwing puts, thank God Robinhood messed up on you. You deserve that for being stuck in Robinhood. Got like 10 call options that all went south. Guess what? I bought shares that I still hold. You lost money. That's what you get for trying to put puts on GameStop. Putting puts on GameStop, you just gave them liquidity to work against GameStop. You're not a real GameStop investor. You're a gambler. You probably drink too much. You're out of shape. You don't exercise. I can tell that. And you use your dog. You put a camera on your dog to try to get views because you're so damn boring and you don't have real knowledge. You don't know what you're doing. Get out of here. This is purely entertainment and a lot of
our
education.
proven strategy and algorithmic trading tools to achieve a 90% win rate on your trades, or you don't pay.
Marantz about to school them.
Let the SEC filing speak for me.
Sure.
I tell you right now.
So be it. And that's the beauty of
This is when they were all in, balls deep on BBBYQ. Failed BBBYQ.
My man, there's a guy who knows you in your city who went to your Bed Bath & Beyond. It was busy.
And I know him too. And guess what? We talked about it. He goes, yeah, you're right. Thank you. I know everything that's happening here with Bed Bath & Beyond. So do you. But the naive part is that you guys actually care about the company. None of you care about the company. You care about the position you have and how you're going to reposition yourself to make money off of this. That's all it is.
Yes, it's your opinion.
I disagree. I'm involved for the activism play on this because you tell you what, buddy, if this basket doesn't break and BBBY goes down, GME will face it again, and a whole slew of 70 other companies out there are going to deal with the same shit. So in my world, you better pray that fucking BBBY survives.
Oh, we're not relying on that. I let the SEC filing speak for me. I tell you right now.
So be it. And that
He said, "Are GameStop's next? BBBYQ activists, whatever. There's their true colors right there. Okay, they're all Bed Bath and Beyond. They don't care. He's saying GameStop's going to be next. How? GameStop has $1.2 billion cash, $17 million debt that can be paid anytime. We're the ones sitting on a gold mine, not AMC. And sorry, penny stock, Bed Bath & Beyond delisted. Moving on. All these losers over here. Legitimate, real-life losers because they lost. Here comes these punks sucking up. Ryan, trying to be Ryan Sips. Look at this. Kai Smollett, hey Ryan Cohen, beat Teddy, BBBYQ stock. Trying to push out whatever can fit their narrative. Bill Pulte, be my friend, please. We're all rooting for you. Look at this guy. PP Show, Alex. I don't really follow Kevin Malone because he associates with the PP Show. Oh, I guess PP deleted what he said earlier. Oh, I ride with you and Pulte forever until the day I die. All right, let's take a look as to why I believe shorts never closed. All they did was roll their contracts out to a later date. Here we go. We have on-balance volume. With on-balance volume, if the stock price closes at a lower price the next day, on-balance volume should drop with it. That's how on-balance volume is calculated. Look at GameStop stock price, steadily declining from January 28th until now. And look at on-balance volume, steadily rising since January 28th. This indicates that retail has not sold their shares. We still hold our shares. This price action is manipulated downwards to make you feel like people are selling off. On-balance volume combined with this, GameStop short interest above 20%. That's highly pessimistic. You're telling me you're highly pessimistic on a profitable stock with a turnaround and a forward-looking plan to transform GameStop into a technology-driven business that becomes the ultimate destination for gamers? That's pessimistic? No debt? $1.2 billion cash? Get out of here. Paying your bills? Goodness, 10 days to cover. That means with the average volume, if people with short positions started closing today, it would take them 10 full trading days to close all of their short positions. Tell me the media is not skewed towards GameStop and they don't have an ulterior motive. Insider buying from the board of directors, Larry Cheng, Alan Adel, Ryan Cohen. Ryan Cohen currently holds $36.8 million shares while getting paid $0. Ryan Cohen only gets paid if the stock goes up in price. He is a no-nonsense CEO, chairman of the board. He wants results. That's who he is. It's how he works. And he's working his you-know-what off to get the share price up. And it will. It's turning around. You're going to see when they report all their positive earnings. Positive after positive after positive coming up. Here's a note. A video from two of the greatest to ever do it. Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger. Ever heard of them? A note to short sellers.
Arbitrage transaction that had to work, but there was a technical wrinkle in it, and I was short something, and I felt like for a short period of time I was I felt like Fanova was feeling last fall. I mean, it was very unpleasant. You can't make, in my view, you can't make really big money doing it because you can't expose yourself to the loss that would be there if you did do it on a big scale. And Charlie, how about you?
Well, Ben Franklin said if you want to be miserable, during Easter or something like that, he says borrow a lot of money to be repaid at Lent or something to that effect. And similarly, being short something, which keeps going up because somebody is promoting it in a half-crooked way and you keep losing and they call on you for more margin, it just isn't worth it to have that much irritation in your life. It isn't that hard to make money somewhere else with less irritation.
It would never work on a Berkshire scale anyway. I mean, you could never do it for the kind of money that would be necessary to do it with in order to have a real effect on Berkshire's overall value. So it's not something we think about. It's interesting, though. I mean, I've got a copy of the New York Times from the day of the Northern Pacific corner. And that was a case where two opposing each owned over 50% of the Northern Pacific Company, Northern Pacific Railroad. And when two people each own over 50% of something, it's going to be interesting. And Northern Pacific on that day went from 170 to 1,000, and it was selling for cash because you had to actually have the certificates that day rather than the normal settlement date. And on the front page of the New York Times, which incidentally sold for a penny in those days, it's had a little more inflation than Coca-Cola. Front page of the New York Times, right next to the story about it, it told about a brewer in Newark, New Jersey, who had gotten a margin call that day because of this, and he jumped into a vat of hot beer and died. And that's really never appealed to me as, the ending of a financial career.
It's no joke. He just described to you what they feel on GameStop. They shorted it, say what, $5? And right now, we're at about $45 pre-split. Multiply that by 45, by 4 times. $45. How do you think they feel? They're trapped. They're trapped in here with us. They're in the ring with us. Here goes your boy Ryan Cohen. I don't understand why people will want to get rid of pigeons. They don't bother no one. I don't understand why they would want to get rid of GameStop investors. They don't bother no one. One last word on the GameStop mentality. This is the gaming mentality. You're going to lose. This is how I go at my shares.
Listen, I'm not scared of these guys. These guys think they intimidate me, and they think that I think that they're scared. Oh well, if they're scared, that's all enough. I'm bring the pain to them, and that's all it is. Then we go see how tough you are. Tough guy. I like tough guys. All the time in prison, I always ran these guys. They were tough. When they was in, they ain't tough. When they get confronted, they ain't tough. When I bring that pain to them, they ain't tough. They ain't never. They think they know they've been around crazy niggas. Oh no, they don't know one. They don't know crazy niggas. No, they really don't.
Alex, PP Seats, Michael, ABC, that whole crew, Bill Pulte, Kais Malej, you can't take the heat. You're not built for this. Your shares are gone with the wind. Go find another company. Say the hell out of GameStop.